fan rotation week 4, I think it is. So we put in this thin and light McGraw Edison a week ago, and it's time to swap it out. Admittedly, I was out of town traveling for work, so I really wasn't here too much during the week, but over the weekend I did use it briefly before I left. When I did put this in the previous video, I had it on exhaust. So this room is going to be the guest room when it gets finalized. However, right now, because laundry is on this floor, I have 2 drying racks, which you cannot see, just drying laundry. And it's been kind of humid, but not warm enough for me anyway to put the air conditioning on. So I've noticed with on exhaust, it takes longer for my clothing to dry, so I have it pulling air in. Today's a little bit cooler out. You can probably tell it's not as sunny, or it's not really sunny. So I have it on intake. The other thing to point out is, and I will, that when we put the next fan in, put it on intake, because I'm trying to get all this loads of laundry done, because I'm heading out for vacation on Monday. But the other thing to point out, this fan, and I noticed it when I've used it, I had it in Eddie's room last summer for for about a week or so, just for some fun. But he was out of town, and I wanted to use it, so I put it in his window. But I noticed last summer as well that this happened. So it's on low. These thin and lights, which you may know, are 2 speeds. And I do see that the blades are out of balance, and I'm wondering if this has a similar issue that my beloved McGraw Edison comfort conditioner fan has, where the shaft for some reason is not straight, because I don't think the blades themselves there's an issue. But you can kind of see it like bouncing. Not sure if it's picking up on camera. So this is low speed, but when I put it on high, hear that like hum? Yeah, I was using it like that for a while, but so anyone have any ideas on what's going on there? Because I've never seen a thin and light with the translucent blades. It's like for you right now on camera watching this, you may say, oh, it looks like a comfort fan. Well, it's a thin and light. And what I also like about this variant is it has the metal grill on both sides. So you have they basically use the same grill for both sides, but so you have the 2 lines going down, which I think frame up the hub pretty nicely. Just my opinion. Okay, so we're gonna swap this one out, and we're going to stick, you know me with the theme here, so we're gonna stick with a similar theme here. One can only imagine what it may be. I mean, this fan is in mint shape. And the other thing with this fan is, for a thin and light, it's heavy. I mean, it's definitely darn heavy. You can hear all the metal probably. So that will go into its, I don't want to say final resting place, but kind of display place, or waiting to be displayed place. I got to get the shelf up where I put these in the basement. So in the box, coming out of the box off camera, is a Toastmaster. It's stuck in the box now. Okay, I got it out. So this I never really used. I think I might have put it on video once. I got this, I think, on Marketplace a number of years ago, and I think it was used in a classroom or something because it has someone's name written on top in marker. It's not filthy, but it's not bad either. What I like about these, it does have an oil port. So here it is. It's the gray variant of the Toastmaster, which you basically saw these everywhere in their time. It doesn't have the handle, surprise. Banana style blades, much like the thin and light. So to talk about this for a minute, so they really had a couple of versions of this fan. They had the tan one, which was the tan cabinet with the white blades or beige blades, which I think was the more popular one, or the more common one at that time, late 80s. I think early 90s they were done. So the evolution, the way I see it is, so you had McGraw Edison, you had Toastmaster, they become one. You have McGraw Edison fans, you have Toastmaster fans. So basically what has happened is they merge, right? And what was known as the comfort fan, which, do I have one in here? Yes, I do, but it's behind a couple of things. And I slowly have to get this stuff out of here because this is going to become the guest room, or AKA the Airbnb room. So the comfort fan kind of morphs into this, right? Except the grill and the integrated motor is still, or I should say, the motor's still mounted into the rear grill, but it's more like this style. It switches to the banana blades versus the full-size blades, and then the thin and light kind of goes away, and they really, I think, replaced the comfort fan and thin and light with these. And I do think on some of these models that still had the motor mounted into the grill, but used this Toastmaster style cabinet, I think they were still billed as comfort fans. They just didn't all have the translucent blades and the metal, or they had the metal grill. They had the tan blades, and this cabinet. And I have a couple of those, and I missed out on one at the fan meet this summer. It was my fault because I had an opportunity, and then I was like, I'll wait to see what happens in the auction, and it went for way more money than I thought it was ever going to. So, but I have one anyway. I don't need a second one, but yes, I do. So here you have it. So I liked this gray version. I have two of these. One at the main location, or I should call it the alternate location at this point, because this is really my main location. But at the alternate location, which was the original location, maybe I call it original location. The original location, I have one in the garage, which is like my workshop area, and I built shelves over top of what would become my workbench area, and I stuck one of these up there in 2011, and I keep it on low. I have it plugged into a power strip, and my old school stereo, which I did do a video on a year ago or so, it's a component style stereo from the 90s, is connected to the power strip. So I keep the power strip off. I go in the garage. I just flip the power strip on. The fan comes on low. The stereo comes on, etc. And it's been there ever since. I've never serviced it. It's on low, like I said, and it probably could use a cleaning at least, but seems to run pretty nice. I do think that one might be slightly different from the sense, I just said exact same fan, but I think it might be different for whatever reason. I'm just trying to think why it's different. I think the blades are darker. I don't know, I can't tell. I feel like my eyes are going as I get older. All right, so that's the backstory on this one. We're gonna use it for a week. Not really, because I'm going on vacation Monday, which is tomorrow as of this recording, and I'll be gone for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna enjoy it today, I should say, it's the morning. So the rest of today, we'll enjoy it tomorrow, and I won't be leaving till the afternoon. And then 2 weekends when I come back, I'll probably still use it over that weekend, and then we'll rotate it out. But fans seem to be coming in here as fast as I'm rotating them, because they're coming from the original location. I just picked up yet another McGraw Edison comfort fan from the other location. I have more of those models than I thought, which is, for me, awesome. All right, so let's fire it up. Sounds pretty good. The finish on here feels really good. It's really smooth. It's almost like someone did wax it at one point. I don't think I did, but... All right, so let's go to the other room, Violet's room. All right, so this is the 200i that has been up here in Violet's room. Same story as downstairs. No one's really been here. Violet hasn't been here forever because she's been at the cottage, which is what typically happens. Been happening for the last 10 plus years, since, well, maybe longer, definitely longer. 12 years the summer we head to the cottage a lot of times, family cottage, which is 30 minutes away and not really come to the normal location. So this didn't get much use, but we just recently did a video on this, as this was a recent acquisition. It's in mint shape, so this is an excellent example to keep around. So I've been trying to, with both of the windows that I've been using the fans in, or rotating the fans through, I've been trying to keep a kind of a theme. It's kind of accidental to keep a theme going. So what I have going next is not a Lakewood, actually. You know, I just said I'm trying to keep a theme, but some people think it is, but it's not. Some people think it's a rebadge, but it's not. What we have here is a awesome example of a Robeson that I acquired last year. This may not fit in the window is the problem. No, it fits. This really doesn't get any use. It's kind of a museum piece because it is, I mean, it's like new old stock. It really is. So I know, as I talked about before, since I'm going to be on vacation, it's really only going to get used today, and then probably the weekend I come back for a little bit. And so I thought we would have a little fun and fire it up. I haven't put it in a window since I've owned it last year. So let's go ahead and do that. As you look at my rear end on camera. I like these fans. I think at the time they were considered cheap fans, but solid. It's, like I said, it's very Lakewood like. And I know it's not a Lakewood, I know it's not a rebadge, but I would love to find out where the company, maybe I should do some research and share it, but love to understand where the company Robeson, what their origins were. Were they like a Chinese knockoff company? I don't think they were. I think they were an American company. Maybe somebody knows and can comment before I start doing some research, but it would be good. So let's go outside now. All right, here we go. You hear neighbors or somebody talking out there. So here is the Toastmaster. Notice how the electrical cord still comes out the back of the motor, much like the Edison predecessors. And then we have the Robeson. I do have faint memories. You wouldn't see these as much as the 223s, but you would definitely see them, and the badge would be definitely the difference maker. So if you're flying by in a car and that badge isn't there, it looks like a Lakewood. But you can see the screws in the guard. There's more, right? I believe. I could be wrong. And then Eddie has his from the dumpster Galaxy. I didn't turn it on. I left it off. It's starting to rain, actually. So there you have it. If it's just a few drips, but you can see some blue skies, or blue-ish. Well, that's not blue, but there's some blue overhead. It's not coming through on the camera. We're only supposed to get a little bit of drips, because if it was going to be a steady rain, I'm pulling that Robeson right out. Probably the Toastmaster too, Galaxy, whatever, it can drown. All right, well, that concludes, I believe it's week 3 of fan rotation. And there'll be a little delay till the next one. So the next week won't happen for another 2 weeks, but who knows what we have next. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe.